On this video, I'm going to share with you 3 steps that are absolutely critical if you want to build up your personal brand successfully. In fact, I'm going to share with you why these drums have everything to do on whether your personal brand will be successful or it will be crumbling down. Alrighty everybody, welcome to this YouTube video. I'm excited to have you here. My name is Nick Arapkalis, and we're going to be talking about the 3 steps to building your personal brand here on this YouTube video. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of valuable stuff here, a lot of stuff that I actually share behind the scenes in my coaching programs, my courses, stuff like that. And I just really want to give you guys value. Okay, that's what this YouTube channel is dedicated to, is really giving tangible, actionable value that you can go out there and implement and get results with. Okay, that's my mission here on this YouTube channel. So if you're aligned with that, make sure and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and please share this with some people that can get some value out of it. Okay, we're constantly giving value on this channel. We put out videos every Monday and every Thursday. So again, if you would like to be part of the family and you have not already yet, make sure and subscribe. And yeah, continue sharing this with people, because we just want to get the best information out in the hands of people that really want it, because there's a lot of people that are saying a lot of stuff that are wrong, that are not helping people, and they're kind of misguiding people. And that's what happened to me in the beginning. I was listening to all these people that were just yahoos that didn't know what they were talking about, and yet they were profiting off me. I hated it, but that's kind of the journey I went through. Anyways, that's why I share stuff that's actually going to be helping you, and I just really enjoy people's comments, people that are really soaking this in and really enjoying that. So if you do get value out of this as well, please put a comment down below. Let me know what you're getting out of this, to give me some feedback so I can understand you guys a little bit more, and I can kind of tailor my videos to help you guys, to serve you guys even better. So if you have any other questions or anything like that, or other videos that you'd like me to make, leave those down in the comments as well. But on this video, we're going to talk about the 3 steps to building your personal brand and growing it, and just, scaling it. Okay, so let's I just want to show you there. So there's 3 steps. There's going to be 3 steps. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and then ultimately it comes down to one thing. Okay, and we're going to discuss every single one of these in great depth. So strap on tight. Let's get going with this video. So there's 3 steps to building your personal brand, and let's talk about this for a second. Let's just talk about it, because there are some misconceptions on social media, because people think that they build an Instagram and they get a bunch of followers, that means they have a brand. And that's, yes, that helps, but it's not necessarily the case. That doesn't mean you have a personal brand just because you have some cool pictures and some followers. Okay, there's much more behind the scenes than that. Okay, and that's what I want to share with you here today. Okay, so let's jump into step 1, and that is, oops, let's see, hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, I kind of messed this up. Whoops, oh well. Okay, so it all starts with your messaging, and ultimately that's what branding is your messaging. Okay, well, that's at least step 1, is your messaging, and you want to start out with your messaging equation, and that goes as, I help blank with blank by blank. Okay, so you obviously have to fill that out. I wanted to give you an idea on what mine is, and this is something that you're always going to be tinkering with. You're always going to be playing with. You're going to make iterations to. It's not always going to be the same. It's going to evolve. It's going to get better over time. But here's mine. I help experts and course creators make 4 to 5 figures with social media. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's always been evolving. It's always been changing. I'm constantly trying to tweak it and make it a little bit better, but that's my messaging equation right now. So it depends on where you're at. What exactly do you do? Like, what is the result that you get for your niche? What is the result that you get for your people? What do you help them with? Now, obviously, I work with experts. I work with course creators. I work with people that coach other people that are basically info marketers. So I always like to go on the whole, I help people with this by this. Now, that might not necessarily be the exact same case if you normally just sell like physical products or something like that. But ultimately, you're coming back to the fact that you are serving people in some fashion. Okay, so this is a great equation to help you start learning your brand, learning your messaging a little bit further. So take this messaging equation and apply it to whatever it is that you do. Maybe you are in the fitness niche. Maybe you help people with a ketogenic diet. Maybe you help them with losing weight with the ketogenic diet. So it'd be like, I help women lose excess body fat by the ketogenic diet, or I help men gain muscle mass with intermittent fasting, or whatever the newest trend is out there today. But you really want to take some time on this, and this is not something you want to take lightly. You really want to continue to refine this. You want to make it better and better and better all the time, because that's what it really takes, and your messaging is going to evolve over time. So understand that and just realize that, because like, think about the big names like Gary Vee, like Grant Cardone. Just because they post a bunch of pictures and they have a bunch of followers, that doesn't mean that's their brand. Their brand is grind, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. That's Gary Vee's brand. Grant Cardone's is 10x. That's his brand. So it's the messaging behind the pictures. It's the messaging behind the followers. What are you really helping people with? Okay, so that is step number one in building your personal brand, is really having your messaging dialed in. And we're going to kind of show you how step 2 and step 3 actually support this, but it all starts with having your messaging equation. Okay, so what is step number 2? And that is, you want to develop your 4 to 7, what I like to call drums or sub messages that support your messaging equation. So we have this first part. I help blank with blank by blank. I help these people with this problem by this solution. Okay, I help experts and course creators make 4 to 5 figures with social media. Okay, so what are these drums? What are these sub messages? Well, why do I even call this drums? Okay, let's draw this out real quick. Okay, so here is my fancy drawing of a drum. Okay, I even practiced this a little bit and it still looks terrible. Okay, so here is a drum. Okay, what do you do with a drum? Well, obviously, in some fashion, you have drumsticks and you are going to bang on the drum, right? You're banging on the drum. So that's why I like to call it a drum, because these are drums, these are supporting messages, sub messages that are going to support your messaging equation, but you want to have 4 to 7 of them that support your messaging equation right here, so that everything you do, and we'll get a little bit further into depth of this, and I'll show you some of the examples that I have, but these are everything that you do, everything that you say, everything you act, everything you believe supports your messaging equation, so there's no confusion on your personal brand. Okay, so now that I have my messaging equation, now that I've been cultivating this for a while, now I need to figure out 4 to 7, whoa, that's way too big. I need to figure out 4 to 7 supporting messages or drums that support this messaging equation, right? So I need to come up with things that are going to help this, and that's the things that I'm always going to be talking about, that I'm always going to be believing in and acting on, and really helping people understand more about me. So let's open up my little notepad here. So here's another iteration that I had of my messaging equation. Was I help entrepreneurs and business owners make 4 to 5 figures per month by selling information online. So kind of the same, but just a little bit different wording. However, okay, here's what I really want to get at. Okay, these are my drums. These are my supporting messages, is branding and messaging. Okay, obviously I teach that. That's one of the things that supports my messaging equation. That's one of the things that truly helps business owners and entrepreneurs and course creators and experts make 4 to 5 figures per month. They have to know their messaging. They also have to have traffic. They have to get traffic to their websites. They have to get traffic to their funnels. They have to get traffic to something, right, where they can monetize. They have an offer and they have funnels in some fashion. Like, funnels can be all sorts of different things. Funnels can be like actual web pages that you build in Clickfunnels, or they could be, just the messaging, or when you're doing like Facebook Messenger. Like, there's a lot of different ways to do funnels, and obviously I get a lot more into depth about that, but that is one thing that supports my main messaging equation. Another thing is communication and influence. You have to be very good at communicating. You have to be very good at sales. You have to be good at influencing. You have to be good at networking. Like, those are all things that are going to support this main messaging equation again. And then, of course, mindset, personal development, and growth. You have to be a person of growth mindset. You have to be a person of forward thinking. You have to have a solid mindset. So all of these things, branding, messaging, traffic, monetization of funnels, communication, influence, mindset, personal development, those all support this guy right here. They all support the fact that I help entrepreneurs and experts and course creators make 4 to 5 figures per month. I think I have five of them. 5 of these support this message right here. And the cool thing here now, I have these all dialed in. So now what am I going to do with these? That's going to be my messaging in all my content, okay? Whether that's on Instagram, whether that's on YouTube. Obviously, like, branding and messaging is a main component of my drums. That's what I'm teaching right here on this video. I wouldn't teach this if this was outside of my drums. So that's why I'm teaching it right here. That's why I have it. That's why I'm making this video, because it's part of my messaging. It's part of my brand, because it supports my main message. Okay, so you have to really dial in. And then, so whether you're making a YouTube video, whether you're making an Instagram post, wherever you have your following, wherever you're building your brand, where, like, it could even just be one of your courses, it could be when you're speaking at an event, like, wherever you're communicating with people, these are the things that you stick in. You stay in these lanes. You don't veer out of these lanes, because if you do, that's going to create confusion with your audience, with the people that are listening to you, and then that's going to, like I said, create confusion, and that's confusion typically leads to pain, and people don't like pain, obviously. Like, they stay away from pain, and if they are confused, they're going to stay away from your brand, because it just doesn't make sense, and it's confusing them. Okay, so again, it doesn't matter where you're communicating with people. These are the main messages that you want to share when you're communicating with people, because it supports your messaging equation. Okay, so you want to keep on banging on those drums. And my fancy drum drawing right here. So now that you have all those, you have your 4 to 7 drums or sub messages that support your messaging equation. Now you know what kind of content to always continue to make. Okay, so that is step 2, very important part, but not the last part. The last part is step 3, and that is, geez, I keep doing this wrong. What is the feeling you give people? Okay, you have these 4 to 7 drums that are supporting your messaging equation. That's awesome. That's great. Okay. But ultimately, everything is about the feelings that you give people. The feelings that you give people. So what are the feelings that you give people? What do they feel about you? How do they feel about themselves? What is going on? What is the feelings that they're feeling when they're coming into contact with you? Again, this doesn't matter if you're speaking from stage. It's on your Instagram. It's on your YouTube. It's a one-on-one coaching call. It's just a sales call even. Whenever you're communicating with someone, what is the feeling that you're giving them? So let me open this up and kind of help you understand mine. Okay, so you can just, like, I would recommend probably at least 3, but you can obviously go a little bit higher than that. But just start thinking about this at very least, because it's very important. But here is, I kind of break it up into 2 things. So I like to think about the feeling that I give people when they come into contact with me. Again, it doesn't matter if I'm having a one-on-one conversation with them, or they're watching one of my Facebook Lives, or watching one of my YouTube videos. I want them to feel motivated. I want them to feel inspired. And ultimately, I want them to feel like, hey, I can do this too. Like, Nick is a good dude, and he's built up this business, and he's been doing this for a while, but I can do this too. I know by the stuff that he teaches and the feeling that he gives me, I just know that I can do it too. So that is the feeling that I want people to have. And then further, I want these to be the things that people feel about me. I want them to feel like I am down to earth. I want them to feel I am persistent. I want them to feel that I am consistent. I want them to feel that I am genuine. But not only any of that, just like the motivation, woo, inspired type of stuff. I want them to realize, and I want them to feel that there is a system behind everything that I do. It's not up to luck. It's not up to chance. If I follow this guy, he's going to show me the system. He's going to help me understand what I need to do in a systematic fashion to get the results that I want. Okay, and ultimately, I want people to really feel that I'm the person that just gets people results. I'm the type of person that can help them do it too. Okay, so those are the feelings. Okay, so let's kind of recap this a little bit on the 3 steps to building your personal brand. Is you got to have that messaging equation down packed. Okay, you have to keep on playing with it, keep on toying with it, get some market feedback, get people giving you feedback on if it's good or not. Once you have that to a degree, you want to figure out your 4 to 7 drums that support your messaging equation, and then ultimately you want to understand the feeling that you give people with all that messaging. Okay, so those are the 3 steps. But ultimately, what is this doing? What is the main thing? What's the main thing that's going on here? And that is your knowns. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this out real quick. So just to do here, the numero uno here. The number 1 thing is that ultimately people, it's your knowns. You're just like, oh, that's the guy that is all about hustle. Oh, that's the guy that's all about inspiring. Oh, that's the guy that's all about helping people generate 4 to 5 figures per month with social media. That's the guy that is all about hustle and grind. That's the guy that's just all about being genuine. Like, it's just what people know you as. That's really what it comes down to. When people think of you, what are you known for? Okay, it's not the fact that you're posting cool pictures maybe in Ferraris or whatever. And I know a lot of people go that route. But what are you really known for? Because the Ferraris they'll come and go. Okay, your pictures will come and go. Your cool videos will come and go. But what are you really known for? What are you helping people with? What's your messaging? What's the things that are going to continue to support your messaging equation? And ultimately, what is the feeling that you give people? Because if you can have those 3 steps mastered, you're going to succeed very well with your personal brand. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you. Make sure and follow me on Instagram. Make sure and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Share this information with some people because we need to get this valuable information into more people's hands. I know a lot of people are out there spewing garbage that they just picked up from a podcast or whatever. People that haven't actually been through the trenches and actually done this stuff for over 8 years, which I have now. So I want to share the great stuff, the stuff that actually works. I don't hold stuff back. That you'll just notice that on this YouTube channel, is I don't hold stuff back. Okay. So if you can vibe with that, make sure and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the family here. Would love to have you. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. I appreciate you, and we will see you on the next